The 2024 NBA draft is officially over, and many Thunder fans are starting to get a little bit heated about what Sam Presti's plan is for this team since he only drafted guards in the first and second round here in the NBA draft. And we know that we need a big man, all right? We know we need some more size for this team if we want to compete and make a run to win a championship next season. And we didn't do that in the draft, and so many fans are speculating why this is happening, and are upset. Just going to be frank, I see a lot of you guys in the comment section upset that we didn't take a center or a forward at all in the draft. We only took guards. I see it on Twitter, the Reddit pages, all over the place, that a bunch of us are upset. And at first, I was upset that we took Topic with the 12th overall pick. Not because he's a guard, though, because of his injury. And there's something that we got to look at this year, all right? We took guards because we're trying to set up for long-term success down the road because there's no telling how many we lose. There's no telling if we lose both Wiggs and Joe and maybe even Cason Wallace, then that leaves no guards for us off the bench. It'd be nice to have those guys just in case they all leave. Secondly, we still have free agency about to open up along with some trades that we can make, and I'm sure we will make a trade because I don't see Joe or Wiggins, one of the two. Only one of them will stay on the team. The other one will probably be involved in a trade, being honest here. That's probably what's going to happen, and I could see us adding a big man through a trade and also free agency, as there's a bunch of rumors with Hartenstein and some of the other big name free agents out there at the center position, like Jonas Valanciunas or a backup like Andre Drummond. But I saw an article, or really two, breaking down our 2 first-round picks, because I'm not really going to dive into the second-round pick because he's a two-way guy. That's probably when I'm going to talk about the guys that we have in a G League for a video at another time. So I'm really going to break down these 2 guys that we have that are on contract, not on two ways, that we took in the first round, and kind of go into depth why Presti took them, all right? Along with the article by Clemente Almanza, who, like I've said before, writes for the Thunder Wire, I believe. He has great articles. Go check him out over there on the Thunder Wire. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at what he had to say about Topic here, all right? Nikola Topic was a decorative international player. He was viewed as a blue-chip prospect who could be drafted in the top 5 before he partially tore his ACL. The 6'6" guard provides elite size and passing for his position. He is crafty on his drives and has shown hints of being a good shooter. He started his career in the ABA League in 2022 when he was 16 years old. He split time between the ABA and EuroLeague his first 2 seasons and sparingly played. In 12 games, Topic averaged 18.4 points on 52.3% shooting, 7.1 assists, and 3.6 rebounds. He shot 25.9% from 3 on 4.5 attempts. He suffered a knee injury in January that cost him 4 months. His return was short-lived as he suffered a partial ACL tear on the same knee in May. So as you can see there, I'm going to leave this up so we can look at the stats and I can up here when I talk to you about it. 18.4 points on 52% shooting. We know Presti loves his efficient volume shooter guys there, or efficient shooters, I should say. 7.1 assists, so the passing ability is there, and 3.6 rebounds. We could, ask for a little bit more, but we'll take what we can get from him. That's where we drafted Dillon Jones for that rebounding wise, and we'll talk about that in a second. The glaring issue is that 25.9% from 3. As a guard in the NBA now, you have to be able to shoot. You have to be able to shoot the 3 ball. That is for sure. Now, he's shown glimpses that he can shoot the 3 ball. He'll have some games, when he was playing, where he would go off, okay? He would go, I think, like 5 of 7 from 3, which is good numbers. Great numbers, all right? Then there are other games he'll go 1 of 6, all right? And people are saying, oh, this is just a Giddey replacement who's a little bit more athletic. I don't necessarily think that, okay? I don't think it's a replacement because every aspect of their game, besides maybe the shooting, even then, I feel like Topic is a little bit better of a shooter coming into the league than Giddey was. I feel like every other aspect of the game, there's differences. Giddey looks for the open man, and he makes the smart passes. Topic is going to make these flashy passes look easy. That's the difference there. Giddey, I never saw him really do these behind the back, over-the-head passes. It'd be those one hands across the floor, bounce passes and everything he would make in between a gap, which are still impressive, but a little bit more fundamental in what Topic does. Topic, he's a more athletic guy who would drive in and isn't afraid of contact. Giddey, when you saw him drive in, he either do a spin move or euro or a floater to get it over the defender. And so Topic, not afraid of contact, whereas Giddey, he's going to try to avoid contact at all times. Defensively, since Topic is a little bit more athletic, he has the edge on him. And so, like I said there, like I just said there, They're not the same player, all right? Sure, they might, be doing the same kind of roles, all right? They might be serving the same role, but their style of play is completely different in those regards. And the reason we took Topic was because we have the opportunity to kind of take that risk since we just were the 1 seed, okay? Keep that in mind. We were just the 1 seed with a 12th overall pick with the lottery pick. We're probably going to take a shot at someone no matter what anyways, because at that point, the only guy that would have helped us out was Klingon, and besides that, he went off the board super early there, 7th pick overall, so we weren't going to get him, all right? So we just took the guy that we figured, okay, a year or two down the line, he could find his way into the starting lineup, be a good bench player for us, and if someone leaves for some reason or we trade someone, he could step in that starting role, and he could be a very good player in the league. Now going on to the second guy here, all right, Dillon Jones, all right? Jones is a bit of a bowling ball, and he used his frame to attack the paint. He's a productive player at Weber State and earned several accolades. He can use his unique size to bruise his way to the basket. With that said, he's a bit undersized for a forward. He's also slow-footed and doesn't possess elite athletic traits. He might be a tweener, which can hurt him finding his footing in the league. While the three-point shooting wasn't great, he had decent volume in his last 2 seasons. He shot 85.7% from the free throw line last season, which means there's potential to work with. He should get plenty of easy looks from outside on catch-and-shoot chances. The area Jones can help the most is his rebounding. Despite being 6'5", he averaged nearly 10 boards. He should be a positive contributor with rebounds when he's on the floor and will scrap for the ball. This was a huge woe for the Thunder last season. They need all the help they can get with the rebounds. That's where Jones comes in. We took him as a guard who can rebound. He's 6'5", with a 6'11" wingspan with 235 pounds. That is insane. And the 235, it's not a husky 235, okay? It is a built, okay? He has muscle to him. He is athletic. He's a bruiser. He's what we want Lou Dort to be offensively. Lou Dort is a bruiser defensively. Dillon Jones is a bruiser offensively. He's going to drive in, and he's going to want the contact, okay? He's going to want to get fouled. He's going to want to try to go through because he knows he's strong enough to kind of finish through contact and get an and one for us. And rebounding-wise, 10 rebounds at 6'5". All right, that's impressive. I feel like if he plays, let's say, 14 minutes a game for us, which I don't know how much he will play depending on how free agency goes for us. But let's say, all right, he ends up playing 14 minutes a game for us, anywhere from 10 to 14. He should get close to 5 boards for us, which does help us out. That helps us out a good amount because he's going to be physical. That's the good thing about him. He's not afraid of contact, all right? He's going to box out. He's going to get physical. That 6'11" wingspan is going to help him out a ton. Almost a 7-foot wingspan, all right? That's impressive for a guard. That's impressive. Defensively, there's potential as well when you have that kind of wingspan and you're not afraid to go into contact like that. There's potential on both sides. It's just the fact he is a little bit older. And that's something that Clemente Almanzo talked about with him as well. He is a bit older, so it was a chance. There's, we don't know how much more room for improvement there is. Whereas with Topic, he's 18. We know there's going to be improvement. And he could keep on growing. He could grow another 3 inches, okay? Because like I said, he's still a teenager. He's only 18. Right? He's only 18, which is insane. So there's potential with him. And Jones, if we could just kind of, I don't know what the right word would be. I want to say refined, but I'm not sure if that would be the right word either. If we could somehow use that to help us rebounding wise, even though he has a smaller body, it's just the fact his wingspan and size, his wingspan and weight helps him out so much when he's trying to be physical and get boards. 21 and 10. All right, as a guard that doesn't really have an outside shot is very impressive. Kind of like Russell Westbrook vibes there when you would see him. Russell Westbrook didn't really ever have an outside shot, so he'd always drive in, get the contact. If he missed, he's not going to be afraid to try to get his own miss there and get the board. All right, very similar in those regards when I look at him. Now, this is where we kind of, see what the thought process is, why we took those 2 guards in the first round and really guards in general, okay? If Topic hits, OKC gets a high-end starter who can be an elite playmaker. If he can develop a jumper, he increases his importance tenfold. Those archetypes are always a value commodity. But if the worst-case scenario materializes, the Thunder can eat the hit. They already have one of the best trios in the league. Anything beyond that in terms of star power is icing on the cake. The Thunder obviously loved Jones, and they had the currency to acquire him near the end of the first round. He can be a fun-sized wing that can stretch the floor. He has a nice feel around the basket, which can help him at his best-case scenario. Or help him hit his best case scenario. So as you can see there, I want you to notice here, all right? These very big words here, okay? But if the worst case scenario materializes, the Thunder can eat the hit. They already have one of the best trios in the league. So as you can see there, all right, we have the capability to kind of take this, risk, all right? We have it. It's a 50-50 shot. He actually, pans out and is the player that a lot of people saw him as before this injury. It's the fact that we had originally a top 5 pick fall to us at at 12 because of this injury. It is big for us, and we're able to take that risk because we already have a great team, and everyone knows we're going to make a move in free agency, whether that's a trade or we sign someone like Isaiah Hartenstein, who has been on the Thunder's list for a while now, and after everything happening with the Knicks, it seems more likely we will get Hartenstein. So it's one of those things where okay, we're already going to have a good squad, so we might as well take the risk on this guy and see if he can pan out for us and help us extend this dynasty down the road since, realistically, we're probably going to trade a good amount of our picks to go get star players on our team. All right, because especially with next year's draft when we have 5 first-rounders, there's some good talent in that draft, and we can use those picks as value to get a star player from a rebuilding team that's trying to, totally hit the reset button. Team that I think about is Utah, but, we know how Danny Ainge works. It'd be very unlikely in that case scenario because he really wants to keep Lauri Markkanen. But like I mentioned there, it's just a fact that we can take these risks now in the draft because we already have an established team. We already have an established trio, a young squad that's already this good, one of the better teams in the league. So you can take that risk. And with our development program and our history, of picking guys that work out in the draft, especially at 12th overall, I am fine with it. The only concern is the knee injury for Topic, and then Dillon Jones. I don't really see a concern, okay? He's old, yeah, but we know what we're getting from him. We know we're getting a bruiser because he's older, probably don't have much left to do with his game that he can improve, all right? We probably know where his ceiling is now, where his limit is. So I'm fine with that pick. The only thing that scared me about this draft was Topic's knee injury, and at first I was like, we really need a big. But then again, when I looked at the bigs in the draft, I'm like, how many would actually help us out? Would make an instant impact on this team and play 20-plus minutes a game? That was my thought process. The only one I could think of would possibly Klingon, but even then, it was very unlikely we would trade up for him, I feel like. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, though, if you guys, after this kind of, analysis that I kind of gave you there, why we took these guards, how we had the opportunity just kind of, okay, we can do this, we can risk it because we know in the future, 2-3 years down the line, we'll probably lose a good amount of our guards to free agency or even trades. So we might as well try to extend the dynasty a little bit. Or do you guys really think no matter what, we should have took a big? Because I know a lot of people wanted Deron Holmes at 12. I didn't like that, though. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And I'll see you guys in the next video.